A lively modern town center, arts, world-class medical facilities, bicycle trails, great pizza and beer. Come along with me as I cycle the community of Lake Nona. Hello and welcome to another episode of Ed Cycles. I'm your host Ed. Today I'm cycling a route in an area called Lake Nona. Lake Nona is located southeast of the city of Orlando, and much of today's route is known as the Southeast Orlando Trail. Lake Nona is located approximately 13 miles southeast of downtown Orlando. This route is approximately 24 miles in length and explores the community of Lake Nona on both sides of State Road 417. I'm beginning my ride just off State Road 417 at exit 19. There are several parking garages located here near the intersection of Lake Nona Boulevard and Tavistock Lakes Boulevard. From State Road 417, take exit 19 to the south on Lake Nona Boulevard and then take the second right on the Tavistock Lakes Boulevard. There are two free parking garages located in this town center area. I use the code parking garage. There's also the DNA parking garage, and I'll tell you more about those names later. This route will make use of the many bike trails located throughout the Lake Nona area. A GPX file for this route is available on ridewithgps.com. Select routes and search for Ed Cycles Lake Nona. A link to this file will be posted on the video description for this video on YouTube. It's a great day for a bike ride. Coming out of the code parking garage, I will turn right onto Tavistock Lakes Boulevard and right again, staying on the multi-use path along Lake Nona Boulevard. Well, I'll make a quick stop at a coffee shop before continuing along Lake Nona Boulevard. After one more block, I will go right onto Humboldt Drive and then onto Marwick Lane, right onto Chopra, and work my way back to the front of the code parking garage. If you would rather skip all that, just turn left upon exiting the parking garage and subtract 1 mile from my mileage counter. The multi-use path along Tavistock Lakes Boulevard is on the left side after exiting the core parking garage. Boxy Park is here to the left. Boxy Park is built from shipping containers and features several food vendors and a performance stage. Following the path has me crossing the street before turning right onto Lake Nona Boulevard. And there's that very familiar coffee shop that seems to have a branch located just about everywhere. My usual double shot of espresso will keep me going throughout the rest of the day. Continuing along Lake Nona Boulevard, I quickly arrive at Veterans Way. There is a traffic signal crossing button here that I utilize to go across Veterans Way and continue along Lake Nona Boulevard. I'll now go right onto Humboldt Drive and then right again onto Marwick Lane. On Marwick Lane, this multicolored building is the DNA parking garage that I mentioned earlier. This 4-story structure has colored vertical bars that represent the 4 bases of a DNA helix and altogether shows the genetic blueprint for a Valencia orange. And this mural shows Valencia oranges. Across Veterans Way and straight ahead here is the backside of the code parking garage opposite the way that I entered. It features binary code that translates into community goals such as inspire and connect. The Starbucks that I visited earlier is up ahead on the right. Caddy corner to the Starbucks is this 35-foot, 3,100-pound stainless steel sculpture of a Labrador Retriever. It is named Disco. Filipino-American artist Jeffrey is based in the Orlando area. I've circled around back to where I initially parked and left the code parking garage for a distance of about 1 mile. Now leaving the garage area, I will turn left along Tavistock Lakes Boulevard. At this point, I have looped through the Lake Nona Town Center area back to my starting point just outside of the code parking garage for the first mile. Now I'm going to go up along Tavistock Lakes Boulevard to the backside of the Wave Hotel. I apologize for my out-of-date map here. It doesn't show all the roads or buildings. This area to my left is referred to as the Lake Nona Sculpture Garden online. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any information on sculptures that I saw scattered throughout this area. I deviated slightly from my GPX route to go along Alexandra Louise Drive to have a look at a couple of sculptures before going along the backside of the Wave Hotel. Located directly behind the Wave Hotel is this 50,000 square foot Lake Nona Sculpture Park. Featuring works from the Lewis collection, the art pieces are set among lush tropical landscaping. The Charging Bull is a 7,100-pound bronze sculpture. The identical sculpture is most well known for its location in New York City, but also has replicas at the Windermere Country Club, another in Albany, New York, and another in Nassau. These three pieces, Time, Passion, and Empowerment, are by Filipino-American artist Jeffrey. The block heads symbolize the concept that people are the building blocks of cities. This space also includes informative signage. An example is this one that tells of the origin of the Chanel No. 5 scent. This sculpture garden is open daily from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and admission is free. This view of the front of the Wave Hotels shows why it is named as such. Leaving the Lake Nona Sculpture Park, I'll make my way out to a bike trail along Nemours Parkway that I can follow to get back around to Lake Nona Boulevard. Immediately after the Wave Hotel on Tavistock Lakes Boulevard, I turn right onto Artist Avenue and make my way out to Nemours Parkway, where I'll utilize the bike trail that goes along Nemours Parkway. The 100-acre town center is part of the 17 square mile Lake Nona planned community. At this time, there remains much room for future development. These residents are enjoying the open space that exists right now. Follow the trail to the right along Lake Nona Boulevard, and then left on the trail along Medical City Drive, and then left again on the Sanger Road, and then right on Veterans Way. More local residents of the undeveloped sections of Lake Nona. You'll want to avoid the pointy things. At mile 2.2, turn left and follow the bike trail along the east side of Medical City Drive. If you prefer, there is a bike lane on the west side of Medical City Drive. I'm now in the aptly named Medical City area. Out of view on my right is the Guidewell Innovation Center. It provides incubator space for healthcare startups. Catty corner from me is the University of Florida College of Pharmacy and the HCA Radiation Oncology Center and the UCF Cancer Center, which provides cancer research, clinical trials, and patient care. Turning left, I'm now cycling along a path that I decided later that I should probably not be on, as it goes very close to the front door of several medical facilities. I have adjusted my GPX track to instead go along Sanger Road. This is the UCF Lake Nona Hospital. It is a 64-bed acute care hospital. It is a teaching hospital affiliated with the University of Central Florida. Right next door is Lake Nona Ophthalmology, an eye clinic that offers surgery including LASIK and cataract surgery. At Humboldt Street, I'm going straight across and through the parking lot on the other side. I'm now at the UCF Lake Nona campus. This building on the left is the College of Nursing building, and then on the right is the College of Medicine building, followed by the Burnett School of Biomedical Sciences building. Veterans Way does have a bike lane, however, I was unable to use it when I cycled through. Can't really tell what is going on here. At the intersection of Veterans Way and Laureate Boulevard is located the Orlando Veterans Administration Hospital. This facility offers a wide range of services for military veterans, including surgery, dental, vision, cardiology, endocrinology, and psychology. I wanted to see the Veterans Memorial Park at the back of the campus, so I veered off route to have a look. I was stopped by security, but all that was required was to show my driver's license. There's a chapel located at the back of the campus, with the Veterans Memorial Park located behind the chapel. This facility honors approximately 1,200 veterans from the counties of Orange, Seminole, Lake, Osceola, Brevard, and Volusia who made the ultimate sacrifice. To each side of the main memorial are smaller areas with granite monuments with the names of veterans who have fallen in specific wars. From the VA Healthcare Complex, I'm going to go along Laureate Boulevard and right along Kellogg to the Heroes Community Park. The community of Lake Nona comprises 17 square miles and is known for a focus on arts, wellness, and technology. It is home to the United States Tennis Association. The multiple hospitals makes it a hub for medical care. A-rated public schools and multiple university campuses are located here. And don't forget about the many, many miles of trails. Heroes Community Park honors veterans, first responders, teachers, and mentors. It features the soccer fields, pavilions, an inclusive playground, and permanent restrooms. The Nona Adventure Park is a recreation area located next to the Heroes Community Park. It features an aqua park, a wakeboarding and water skiing tow cable area, and a 60-foot climbing tower with rope courses and rock walls. Patrons can also kayak and paddleboard. Leaving the Heroes Community Park area, go across the street and to the right about 200 feet and turn left. Another 150 feet will get you onto this gravel trail. This trail goes for about 1 1/4 miles to a paved trail along Laureate Boulevard. The gravel trails located within Lake Nona are for use by bicyclists and pedestrians. The usual rules apply, including keeping pets on a leash, keeping to the right, and wearing a helmet. The gravel was all hard-packed, and I did not have any issues with my 35mm width road tires. I was very happy to see this pedestrian obeying the pet leash rule. Thank you. The paved trail along Laureate Boulevard goes for about 4/10 of a mile, and then I'll go across the street and onto a gravel path for a half mile, across Tavistock Lakes Boulevard and onto a third gravel path for about 6/10 of a mile, then along Nemours Parkway to Ribbon Park. I have seen this situation more than once today. I want to go from this trail to another trail across the street. This seems to be a marked crossing area, but the curb is not cut with a path to and from the crossing. Left into Ribbon Park. Ribbon Park is a very narrow park, hence the name. It does feature a bocce court and an outdoor ping pong table. I came across these e-bike stations several times throughout Lake Nona. Could be an option if you have an account with the app named Bird. At the end of Ribbon Park is this pier that provides a wonderful viewing vantage point of the lake. Leaving Ribbon Park, I'll continue along Nemours Parkway up to Lake Nona Boulevard. There is this water fountain here at Ribbon Park, and I've seen others scattered throughout the Lake Nona area. Unfortunately, this bike trail along the south side of Nemours Parkway ends in front of Nemours Hospital. I utilized the bike lane until another bike trail appeared just past the hospital. Nemours Hospital is a 130-bed pediatric acute care facility and is affiliated with the UCF College of Medicine. This next segment of today's route is entirely on bike trails north of and west of State Road 417. The route first goes alongside Lake Nona Boulevard, then alongside Narcoossee Road, and then on a bike trail not alongside a road. Well, this is the end of this leg of the Southeast Orlando Trail, or Lake Nona Trail, whichever you prefer. So I'm going to be turning around here, but first I'm going to go right down the road here just for a very short bit. There's the Orlando International Airport right there. Have a look, go up to the fence as far as I can go and have a look. There's a water fountain here right in the center of this gazebo. Well, not much to see here. Of course, restricted access. Wouldn't expect anything else, would you? I will now trace my route back along the same path on this trail, then alongside Narcoossee Road and alongside Lake Nona Boulevard to the south side of State Road 417. Then it is a short distance to arrive back at my starting point today. I need to preface my closing video segment by explaining that background music was recorded as I recorded my voice. YouTube tells me that this is copyright infringement, though it was incidental background music. Therefore, I have removed the entire audio track and replaced it with my dubbed-in voice. Here we go. I'm ending my ride here at Park Pizza and Brewing Company. Both are excellent. I recommend. 2 thumbs up. Just a quick reminder that today's ride is available as a GPX file on ridewithgps.com. Search for Ed Cycles Lake Nona in the routes. And I'll also post a link to that file in the video description for this video on YouTube. I encourage you to get out and enjoy the bicycle trails that we have, the multitude of many miles that we have throughout Central Florida. Get out there for fun and fitness. It's a great day for a bike ride. Thanks for watching. Now you get to watch me eat a bite of delicious pizza and have a sip of delicious beer while it all timed out perfectly with the end of the song that was playing in the background at Park Pizza. Okay, that's a wrap. Take care.